Well, go for it, guys. And I'm going to give you the screen for the whole time. So the more you talk, the better it is.
Okay. Sure. Let me flip this around. So
you could introduce yourself.
Sure. So I'm Aiden Faison. I'm with Partners Development, Director of Project Development. So, but here on site, the Loop Road job site here with John as well.
Yeah.
John,
Yeah. So
maybe John, if you could mute your phone when you're not, so because you're getting looping here.
I got you. Okay, hang on. Still trying to figure it out. I'm not. Okay, is that better?
I think so. Go ahead, Andy.
Okay. Let's flip this around. Okay. Got the job site entrance here. Like getting some feedback.
Yeah, it's John. John, you're not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on my headset, so I'm not sure why it would be feeding back.
Yeah, well, we need you to mute you. I'm going to mute you from here.
Okay.
You need to unmute the other guy.
Sorry, guys. He should be able to pick up from here. If he can chime in, he'll be close enough. So
Okay.
Job site entrance here as well. And then coming up the main road here, and then back up this way to the main portion of the site. And up this way, you see the back section of the job site here. So, sorry, guys, it's my first virtual site walkthrough, so I'm novice at this. So help me out here too.
All right, you're doing great. I'm just you're at the entrance. The bottom would be the bottom of the future entrance to the project.
No, so we're towards the back of the site here. The job site road comes up around and comes up through the far left side of the plan, and then turns back up to the right around the kind of northwest side of the site right here. So, and looking, cut slope there. Yeah, that's the cut slope there along the rear section of the site as well.
So you're at the top of the site.
That's correct.
Okay.
So that existing cut slope is, you're cutting it down and you're going to go down an additional 20 feet from there, or are you sitting on a pad that's already been cut?
No, the pad has not been cut yet. No. So we have additional grading work to be completed there. And then coming back around the site, walking back now, we'll be roughly around area of building 2 now, and walking back through this area, down around roughly where the main drive of the site would potentially be.
The trash and the trucks and the cars that we're seeing, what's the story with that?
Those are renters that I've had out here on site for probably 5-10 years. So I told them they needed to get all their stuff out, so they're in the process of doing that.
Rear section of the site up there, up behind, roughly around backside of building 1, building 2.
All the trees are going to be coming out?
That is correct.
And have you started the permit process on the tree removal and permissions?
Yes, that's all in the general grading permit. Sorry, guys, trying to hold site plan as well. Then walking back through, road's been cut. A temporary road's been cut back here already for geotechnical reports and such.
So I see some of the some rock there. Is it the how deep is the rock that you're finding and that we found in the geotechnical report compared to how deep you're going to have to be cutting for the for the job site?
It is not terribly deep. I mean, most East Tennessee rock is, we encounter some rock, but it's not terribly deep. Nothing more. Yeah, we will encounter some rock that will be around, the 6 to 8 foot range, but that's fairly typical for East Tennessee soils.
I think it's important to note there that the geotechnical survey really showed that they anticipate those being floaters.
Yeah,
It's not bedrock or anything like that. So they would drill down to hit one, they'd move over. They go straight past.
Yeah, you cut out on a good portion of that, but I think we got the idea.
Yeah, so John was clarifying too that most of the rock they hit are what we call floater rocks. It's not any major bedrock or anything, deep that would have to be require major excavation. It's just rock that we can come over and move. It's fairly simple, standard process.
Yeah, and I saw on the boring, I think it was boring 8 and 14. 14, they had to move over a little bit, and then they
Correct.
missed that, but they did hit a certain amount, had refusal, not too deep on that, and that certainly gives us a little bit of concern. And also some of the caving that they talked about in the report.
Okay. So now around the back side of the site, roughly area building 3, and then coming up through here.
That's like some of the area where we had to get the trash out.
Yeah. Oh.
Probably coming up behind building 3 right now.
Yeah. So we're walking up right around building 3, or the backside of building 3 right now.
So where you guys have the offsites kind of slopes draining down, and there's some big retaining walls it looks like you're putting in. What's kind of adjacent to you on those areas?
I think we lost them.
Yep. Oh, are you guys back?
Hey, can you hear us?
We lost you for a while.
Okay, we're back.
You're back.
So they're asking about some of the retaining walls.
Yeah, I was just gonna where's the areas of the retaining walls and that downslope that's going to the offsite? And what's kind of adjacent to you there? And do we have any issues with regard to offsite water drainage, etc.?
The civil engineer is handling the, any of the offsite issues. We do have some that's draining from above us down, and then we're bringing it into our ponds and treating it and then letting it go. So we've been able to handle that volume in the pond. We're hoping to have our grading permit and all the permissions from Knox County probably by the end of next week, if everything goes okay. I know they've been through one revision, and Knox County stepped in and required us to do a few certain things on the site to handle all the offsite drainage as well as the drainage leaving the site. So the civil engineer has gone back and worked all that into the plans, and he should have that over to them early next week, I'm hoping.
It's something that we're seeing recently is that this county or the city changes the retention basins after permits are about to be issued, or even after permits have been issued. So we actually have seen that on a couple jobs recently.
And we had a meeting with the county to go over review our preliminary plan as well. So trying to prevent anything like that from happening.
Have you guys already got, has the GC picked your grader and your site development guys, that the guys are doing the walls and stuff? You know who that's going to be? Is that pretty nailed down?
It's relatively about 90% nailed down. I think he knows exactly who he's going to use. It's just a matter of firming everything up at the moment, getting him an executed contract.
Yeah. Do you guys, I mean, is the soil out there, is it really clay? So you're gonna have trouble if it gets wet? I know we've had a lot of project delays in the Knoxville area, and kind of eastern Tennessee, sometimes with rock and just rain and with clay soil not being able to get things done. So I just want to kind of get an idea of what you guys have built into your schedule, and what how you're feeling about all that, how that's coming together.
Sure. Yeah, I think the general contractor's giving himself some time for weather delays, obviously, based on East Tennessee conditions. And then also, we can bring in rock and stone if we need to. We've done that on other projects recently as well, just to try to firm up some areas we can work in too. So if it gets too bad and we deem it necessary to bring in some stone, then we've done that also. Bring in some, surge or something like that. That's larger stone that's a little easier to compact and roll off of it if we need to. So for temporary measures.
Do you know if the contractor that's doing the grading, are they doing all the utilities too, or are they going to be a separate utility company for each sewer, water, storm drain?
To our knowledge, right now it will be the same contractor.
Okay, because there's the sewers looks like it's about 10 feet deep. The storm drain is as far as 20 feet deep. From where natural grade is in some areas. So it's pretty significant.
That's right.
Yeah, and some of that's getting redesigned as well, with feedback from the utility companies as well as Knox County. Those are some of the revisions that were going in. So I know they reworked the ponds and tried to shallow some of that stuff up. But, at some point you can only do so much.
Right.
It's got to drain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I think the largest pipe is 24 inches, which is not really all that big with all that water that's coming down there.
Right.
The retaining wall's designed and approved.
Yes.
Because I would think that, especially the retaining wall right at where the pool area is going to be very significant.
Right. Yeah, they're all design retaining walls from Geo Services.
They've all been engineered and approved.
Yes, they've all been engineered and issued to the civil engineer as well, been approved. So should be good there.
So what do you guys think is, how are, obviously the lumber market's crazy, the steel market's crazy. What's the, what's your view right now of the market around Knoxville, and what's how are you guys feeling about this, and how's your contractor feeling about it in terms of costs?
Yeah, I mean, we're impacted just like everybody else is throughout the Southeast. I mean, we're not special, but right now we've got a number from our contractor, and we're working through different ways to mitigate lumber. So yeah, right now steel and other things haven't really hit us. Right now, lumber has been the big one that we're working to try to get creative on. So, and we're still working through a way to firm up our number, but looking at maybe potentially ordering packages at certain times in the schedule, seeing when we can order at our most optimum time, because lumber today I think was well over 1,200 per thousand. So looking to see if we can find the right time to pull the trigger on when to buy things at the moment, and still attain and achieve our schedule.
What would your plan be? Basically, where would you want to be in terms of contracting or or, commitments on stuff for the subcontracts with the contractor before you kind of pull the trigger and we close? Where would you hope to be at that point, or how do you plan on trying to lock things in, so to speak, I guess, to prevent runaway costs?
Like on similar jobs, we've asked our general contractors to lock in as quickly as possible. So as soon as we have an executed contract with them, they can lock in with their subs as well. And just to go ahead and secure materials. If we have to get materials on site, go ahead and buy them, and then have your well. So
Do you have would you have letters of commitment before the contract is signed?
we could request them, yes, but we do not have them at this time. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming obvious, it's everywhere, right? And it's becoming
Right.
A concern for, obviously for you guys, but also for investors, that we don't get caught. We've had several projects that have been, everyone's getting caught out. You're halfway, you're done with your grading, and then all of a sudden you find out your lumber price has doubled. It's
Right.
It's tough.
And part of our contract too is it's a stipulated sum contract, so we're doing our best to lock in our costs to the best of our ability. So and we'll push back, as we've done other projects too, and stipulate some jobs that they signed up for the contract cost. So and the onus is on the general contractor. What was that?
You think next week you'll have numbers that you can live with?
Yeah, I think so. I don't foresee his number changing very much at this time. So
just what's the overall cut and fill on this job? Do you know how many yards you're move?
That was my question exactly.
So one thing, we currently have a plan that shows us that currently shows us trying to, we're not going to balance it. The plan doesn't show the site being balanced, but we're working towards a balanced site right now to try to help cut down on some costs. So our hopes are to have a balanced site at the end of the day.
Is there can somebody send us a number? As I sort of went through the plan as best I could, and I can't find any cut and fill numbers.
Okay, I can request it.
Yeah, and the civil's working on that. Right. So, I mean, I think early on, if memory serves me correctly, but don't hold me to it, I think there was around 70 or 80,000 yards that were getting moved. And we had about a 30 or 35,000 yard export. So we've gone back and asked him to try to just balance the site. And that's really what he's working on now. So as soon as he's got that finished, we can get that information to you.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be nice because I have actually a place to put those numbers.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and if you're gonna basically find another 35,000 yards, you're gonna raise that site up. I assume that either you're gonna end up with more retaining wall, or potentially less cut, but maybe both.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And deeper utilities.
Well,
Yeah.
That's what we're just waiting on the civil to finalize all that.
That's right.
when do you think you're gonna have that revised site plan and then civil plans?
They're due to us, at the end of the day today, but we'll hopefully have something maybe next week for you guys. So and as
Okay.
soon as we get it, we'll distribute it out as part of the pack, our
Okay.
plans.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be great. Just like, I'd like to see kind of, where we end up,
yeah,
work off
no
the
problem.
final step, so to speak. Yeah, we may have to move some things around a bit, looks like. So with the building plan set, where do you stand with regard to the review on the building plan set? Is that pretty much locked in, pretty good?
Yeah. Yes, it's basically locked in. Comments on fire sprinkler that have gone back to the county. Hope to have that, but we should be in good shape there. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we missed out about building and safety review.
Okay, we are due plans back from the architect later this week. He's got everything addressed in the city comments, so we should have a permittable set in about 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. And you're, so at this point, I mean, once you have that stuff, you'll finalize the numbers with your contractor after that point, basically. So we won't, in other words, he's gonna get off the final, the contract will be off the final set, we won't have a change order coming in for the for the plan revisions, or?
That's correct. And he's been working with the GC's been working with the architect as well to make sure that, you know, we don't have any major changes that impact costs throughout the process.
Okay. What's your overall schedule for the completion from start to finish on this project?
It's phased per building and looking at about a 15-16 month duration.
And you're delivering the first building when?
In roughly 12 months.
And do you, are you confident with 45 days of grading to get to the building pad?
I think so. I mean, I think, you know, we've seen it on other projects as well on similar sites. So, I mean, I think it just takes diligence, and, you know, that's part of where we come in as the owner's representative too. We'll have guys out here driving the schedule as well. So
That seems aggressive with the amount of work that needs to be done, and it's a pretty tight site.
sure. I know, yeah, I understand that, but also know too, it's the schedule is not being produced by us, it's being produced by a general contractor, and, you know, he knows the parameters we're working within as well. So, and I think too, as long as we can get started and get out of the rainy months of the year in the late fall, we'll be in a lot better shape.
Yeah.
I think that's
yeah. I'd say the only thing I would note, you know, just for you guys, just what we're seeing all over the country is, you know, you got to add a little slop in there for just things that are, you know, windows that, you know, don't show up, you know,
Bathtubs.
you know, where everything's, you know, no PVC piping available. I mean, it's really become, you know, a kind of you know, it's a kind of knockdown, drag out, you know, affair out there trying to between, you know, suppliers and cause subcontractors to get materials.
Sure.
So, you know, we're just seeing people delayed because, you know, they thought they were going to get their tubs and they won't have tubs for another 8 weeks. You know, it's just, that's what's happening.
it is, and we've had to shift, you know, swap tub surrounds. I did that to make sure it meets all our standards and approval. So, yeah.
I don't know if there's a
We've gotten
better
creative on it too.
I don't know if there's a better place on the site for you to get better reception, but you keep cutting
Keeps
out.
breaking up.
Yeah.
Try here. Yeah, sorry guys, we got one bar. I'm trying to go somewhere higher. Hey, can you hear me this a little better?
Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but we've gotten creative on, you know, if we've had a delay on like tub surrounds earlier this week, we've changed our tub surround, you know, just see what we can get, what's available, and obviously run that through proper approvals and made sure we're meeting the same specifications as well. So, you know, we're fighting through it just like everybody else is right now too. But it's making sure that, again, when we come in, we have a project manager on board that's going to be digging into this middle process and trying to manage and mitigate any issues we have.
Have you worked with this contractor before?
I have not worked with him personally, and I don't believe John has not worked with him personally. He's completed another project in town, and he seems to be very responsive, very on top of it. So we've actually been pretty impressed on our end. So Colmar's done a good job so far.
All right. Well, appreciate Skip. Anything else you wanted to bring up while we got these guys on the
No,
site?
I think we hit it. I think we talked about some of my concerns. Yeah, the retaining walls concern me. The rock concerns us. the grading schedule, the tight grading schedule concerns us. We just, we like being conservative, or aggressive, but we don't want to cut off our nose to spite our face, so to speak. And then we would rather under promise and over deliver.
Right.
Sure, absolutely.
And I making a comment about that. I mean, that's exactly the way I feel and how I tried to model it. Originally, we were trying to close on April 15th and be grading right now to try to stay ahead of this, stay ahead of the bad weather.
Yeah.
But given all the cost overruns and everything else that's going on, it obviously put us behind. We're waiting right now. A big part of what we're waiting on is THDA, the Tennessee Housing Development Authority. They're talking about some sort of gapping mechanism with respect to the cost overruns. So we're not even going to know that for another 30 days probably. So as far as a model, I mean, I guess I think what you're referring to is when the tax credits are delivered. I mean, if we get delayed on site, all of a sudden that puts us past our window for the tax credits being delivered, which is very concerning to me as well. So I know I've got we're going to have to remodel it anyway. So we'll take a look at it and see if there is a way to keep the current pricing and the equity coming in when it is, and extend that out a little bit. But the problem is we just don't know what THDA is going to offer yet. Right. So that's a huge part of the model of trying to offset the lumber costs. So we're very well aware of it and very keen on the issue. So we're going to take a hard look at it, make sure we try to stay in there.
What's your confidence level of being prepared to close in 30 days?
We could do it. I mean, everybody's lined up. I mean, all the LLCs are set up. Construction and permanent funding are in place. Now, I don't know about 30 days. Let me go back on that. I mean, everything's kind of set up on the trigger, but again, we're still waiting on THDA. And then it's going to have to get remodeled because the permanent loan's going up and the construction loan's going up to try to help offset the lumber costs and all the other pipes and everything else that just went up so crazy here in the first few months of this year. So the only thing I can see holding that up a little bit is the appraisal associated with the project, because those guys are behind. I've already actually ordered that appraisal and told the appraiser, I know you're not ready for it yet, and I don't even have my final numbers yet, but keep it in line. And my hope is that by the time THDA gets their information to me, I'll be able to remodel it, get it over to Siraj, it align, and get it turned back around, and then get you the information right about the same time.
Okay.
So we don't have to, get it and then get back in line for another month for the appraisal.
Right. Oh, makes great sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're really things moving.
Yeah, I appreciate we're on the same page here. Just trying to make sure that we don't want it, either of us to get caught out, and have to be we want those deliveries when we need them, and that's
absolutely,
so
I'm on top of that for sure, because I mean it's just I don't want to have to pay a penalty in the end.
Right. Yeah. We don't want you to pay a penalty. I don't. It doesn't help you, and it doesn't look good for us either. So
exactly. I'm all about it.
Yeah, it makes us the bad guys, and we don't want it to be that way.
I don't want you to be that way.
Nobody wants to do that for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I really appreciate meeting you guys, and hopefully we'll meet you pretty soon in person. Now that things are getting opened up and we're going to be moving back out into the world, but get out and see the site when you're under construction. So
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, we definitely appreciate your time, and if you can get back to us with that cut and fill number, that'd be great.
Sure.
And I'm sure that I'll have some follow-up questions. I'll either go through Angela, or maybe I might even reach directly out to you, but I'll probably go through Angela and Michelle.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and anytime you want to set up another call, it might be a little easier for us to talk about some of it in the office versus standing here on the phone.
Yeah, if we're in the office, then we can pull up plans and go through that too. I'd be happy to coordinate that on my end as well. So
yeah, no, that would probably be great, and maybe we can have your grading and
Yeah,
your
that'd be
GC
great.
there, that, like I said, give us a level of confidence that everybody
Sure.
is, we definitely don't want to hit the contingency or go through the whole contingency before we even start going vertical.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's the goal anyway.
All right, guys.
All right.
Well, nice to meet you and thanks very much. We'll be talking more for sure. So.
Thank you,
That's
guys.
great. Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Yeah, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.